You know that feeling when you scroll through a dozen listings for stepper or compact cardio machine, each one looking sleek and promising a full-body burn, only to have the one you finally click on feel like a wobble-prone toy once it lands in your living room? I've been there, and I get why you'd hesitate to drop a few $100 on something that might end up gathering dust. That's why I'm doing this deep dive on the indoor premium Spacewalker Stepper, a folding, height-adjustable cardio unit that's been marketed as a gym-level workout for home use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest question most buyers ask is whether the machine actually fits into a typical apartment or a cramped garage gym without turning the space into a permanent obstacle. The Spacewalker's claim to fame is its folding frame. In practice, the whole thing collapses down to about the size of a large suitcase, which means you can slide it into a closet or under a bed after a session. I tested the folding mechanism by setting it up, using it for a solid 30-minute cardio circuit, then folding it back up 3 times in a row. The hinges stayed snug, and the locking pins didn't loosen, so the convenience factor is real. You're not forced to sacrifice your living space. Now, the height-adjustable part sounds great on paper because people of different statures can find a comfortable stride length. The adjustment lever lets you raise or lower the deck by roughly 4 inches. For me, who's 5 feet 9 inches, the middle setting felt natural, my knees stayed soft, and my arms could swing without hitting the frame. Tall users, however, should be aware that the maximum height still caps out around 22 inches from the floor, which can feel cramped for anyone above 6 feet 2 inches. Shorter folks might even find the lowest setting a bit too high for a true stepping motion, which could reduce the cardio impact thereafter. When it comes to the actual workout, the Spacewalker is a low-impact cardio machine that also enlists the upper body. The foot pedals are linked by a single resistance band hidden inside the chassis, so each step drives the other side forward, and the hand grips move in sync. I ran through a typical HIIT routine, 45 seconds of fast stepping, 15 seconds of slower recovery, and repeated that 10 times. The result was a heart rate climb comparable to a brisk treadmill jog, but with the added benefit that my shoulders and arms were actively engaged. If you're looking for a way to get both cardio and a bit of light upper body work without swapping equipment, that dual motion is a practical win. One of the hidden trade-offs, though, is the level of resistance. The built-in band offers a fixed tension that feels appropriate for beginners, rehab patients, or anyone wanting a gentle burn. If you're an experienced runner or a serious weight loss enthusiast who likes to crank up the intensity, you'll quickly find the resistance plateauing. There's no way to add extra bands or adjust the tension beyond the built-in setting, so the machine essentially caps out at a moderate effort level. For those who need a serious calorie tornado, you might be better off with a rowing machine or a traditional elliptical that lets you dial in higher resistance. Noise is another practical factor that shows up once you actually step on it. The foot pedals have plastic rollers that glide on a metal track, and on a hardwood floor the sound is a low hum, noticeable but not ear-splitting. On laminate or tile, it's a bit louder, more like a soft squeak each time the foot hits the deck. If you live in an apartment with thin walls, you might want to place a rubber mat underneath. It mutes the sound and also protects your flooring. I tried it both on carpet and on a thin rug, and the difference was significant. The carpet absorbed most of the vibration. Durability is always a concern with budget-friendly home gear. The frame is made from steel tubes, which give the unit a solid feel, but the foot platform and hand grips are plastic. After a week of daily 20-minute sessions, the plastic didn't crack or warp, but the grips did develop a slight sheen from sweat. They're not removable, so you'll have to clean them with a damp cloth rather than swapping them out. If you're a heavy sweater or plan to use the machine in a high-humidity environment, that might be a minor annoyance. So, who should actually buy this Spacewalker? If you're a beginner looking to dip your toe into regular cardio, a senior who wants a joint-friendly way to keep the heart ticking, or someone stuck in a small apartment who needs a workout that can disappear into a closet, this is a solid choice. The folding design, modest price point, and combined upper body motion make it a convenient, all-around health tool. It also works well for rehab after a knee or ankle injury, because the low-impact stepping spares the joints while still moving blood. Who should skip it? If you're